Every morning you wake up, you are given a choice: to move forward with intention or to drift, to shape the day with your hands or be shaped by the current of the world around you. And if you don't choose, the world will choose for you. The noise, the distractions, the fears, the doubts, they're all waiting like vultures the moment your feet hit the floor. The truth? Greatness is not found in one moment. It is carved, relentlessly, quietly, daily. Not in the crowd, not on the stage, but in the silence of your own commitment when no one is watching. You don't rise because you had a breakthrough. You rise because you made a decision, and you honored it every single day. Success is not an event. It's a habit of war, a war against mediocrity, a war against forgetfulness, a war against your weaker self. And that war begins with one question: what are you working on today? Not someday, not this weekend, not after everything is perfect. Today. Because every day there are 10 battles you must fight, 10 invisible threads you must weave into your character. And if you neglect even one, life will pull you off course so slowly, so quietly, you won't notice until years have passed and your potential has rusted into regret. The first is your mindset. Nothing matters more. You must treat your mind like sacred ground. Do you think Henry Ford built an empire because he had better parts? He had better thoughts. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That wasn't a quote for inspiration. That was an instruction manual for your destiny. You must work on your mindset every day like your life depends on it, because it does. If you let the weeds of negativity, fear, and doubt take root in your mind, they will overgrow everything. Don't feed them. Burn them out. Replace them with conviction. Rewire your brain with repetition. Reprogram your thoughts with discipline. The mind is not a cage. It's a weapon. Sharpen it. Next is clarity. You must know where you're going, or you will go nowhere. Clarity is the steering wheel of your life. Without it, you're just pressing the gas pedal blindfolded. You don't stumble your way into a powerful life. You don't guess your way into a legacy. You decide, you define, you declare. Walt Disney didn't see an empty swamp in Florida. He saw a kingdom. That's clarity. While others saw risk, he saw vision. Every day you must ask yourself, what am I building? Why does it matter? Who must I become to make it real? And then you aim. Not just once a year, every single day. Real clarity is not a goal written on paper. It's a fire in your chest that you stoke daily until the world feels it burning. And from clarity comes purpose. The reason behind the work, the fuel behind your discipline. Most people are chasing pleasure or running from pain, but the few who are remembered, they are driven by purpose. Carnegie didn't work to get rich. He worked to create, to elevate, to leave behind more than a number in a bank account. He said, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced." Why? Because wealth without purpose is just vanity. You must define your reason, or you will be devoured by excuses. Every day, remind yourself why you started. Purpose gives pain meaning. It gives setbacks patience. It gives each mundane task the power of eternity. And once you have mindset, clarity, and purpose, you must move. You must act. Because the best intentions in the world mean nothing without execution. Discipline is your fourth mountain, and it is not for the faint of heart. This is the gatekeeper to everything you've ever wanted. Discipline is not about how you feel. It is about who you said you would be when you made the decision to rise. Too many wait for motivation like it's rain. But the greats, Lincoln, Edison, Mandela, they didn't wait. They moved through droughts. They moved when it was hard, when it was cold, when the world said no. That is discipline. The ability to say yes to the vision when every part of your body screams for comfort. And don't confuse discipline with punishment. Discipline is self-respect. It is self-love in action. It is choosing future freedom over present ease. You don't brush your teeth because you're excited. You do it because you respect your future self. Apply that logic to everything, to your health, your craft, your relationships, your money, your words. Show up not just once, but every day, especially when it's hard. Next comes intentional action. Not just movement, meaningful movement. There's a world of difference between being busy and being effective. You must learn to act with precision. Don't confuse activity with progress. A rocking chair moves a lot and goes nowhere. Every day you must cut through the noise and ask, what truly matters today? What few actions will move the needle toward my vision? That's how the empire is built. One well-placed brick, not a million scattered pebbles. Nikola Tesla didn't just work hard. He worked smart, strategic, focused. You must work like a sculptor, not a demolition crew. Chisel with intent. Every strike should serve the form you are shaping. And while you're acting, you must also nurture gratitude. Not as a cliché, as a tool, a force, a lens. Gratitude transforms struggle into fuel. It rewires the brain from lack to abundance. It reminds you that even the smallest steps are progress, that even pain is part of the gift. Most people only feel grateful when everything is perfect. But the legends, those who rise above circumstance, they are grateful, especially when it's hard, because they understand this. Adversity reveals strength. It is not the absence of storms that makes you great. It is learning to sing in the rain. Gratitude doesn't mean settling. It means seeing the full picture, acknowledging what you have so you can build what you don't. Thomas Edison once said, after his factory burned to the ground, "Thank God all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start again fresh." That's gratitude at its most powerful. That's how you keep moving forward when the world turns to ash around you. Which brings us to the seventh pillar, adaptability. Because nothing, and I mean nothing, goes exactly as planned. Life will test your vision with resistance, with detours, with delays and defeats. And if you are rigid, you will break. But if you are adaptable, you will evolve. Look at Darwin's truth. It's not the strongest who survive, it's the most adaptable. Those who can bend without breaking. Those who can change course without losing purpose. You must learn to pivot, to flow, to remain unshaken in your mission, even if the method must change. Look at the innovators. Look at Jobs, Musk, Disney. They adapted relentlessly. They listened, they adjusted, they experimented. They didn't cry because the plan didn't work. They forged a new one. Adaptability is the art of survival and the science of expansion. You must work on it daily because the world won't stop changing. And through all of this, through mindset, clarity, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, and adaptability, there is one thread that must never be dropped: your resilience. Resilience is the soul's decision to rise again, to bleed and still crawl forward, to be knocked down and stand up not weaker, but wiser, not shaken, but sharpened. Resilience is not just endurance, it is transformation through fire. Every single person you admire walked through hell with open eyes. Abraham Lincoln buried 2 children, lost countless elections, and faced a nation ripping at the seams. And still he led. Still he wrote. Still he carried the weight. That's not luck. That's not talent. That's resilience forged in sorrow. And here's the brutal truth. The world will test you. It will mock your dreams, stretch your patience, and tempt you to quit. The people who win are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who never stay down. Every day, you must recommit to getting back up, no matter how tired, no matter how long it's been. You rise because your future is still worth fighting for. Don't pray for fewer storms. Pray for a stronger sail. Work on your resilience daily by remembering who you are, who you serve, and why you started. The fire inside you must burn brighter than the fire around you. And while resilience keeps you standing, learning keeps you climbing. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you start dying. Too many people spend their days trying to look smart instead of becoming wise. But the greats, those whose names echo through history, They were students of life until their last breath. Carnegie read every day. Hill interviewed the titans of his time because he knew knowledge is leverage, wisdom is power, and ignorance is poverty. You must learn like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Study the failures, read the biographies, ask questions, seek mentors. Dissect your mistakes, not with shame, but with hunger, because every lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself with greater pain. Life is generous with rewards, but ruthless with its exams. Learning is not just reading. It is observation. It is humility. It is the daily surrender of ego so you can grow into your full capacity. The one who keeps learning never becomes obsolete. The one who stops already is. And finally, you must work on your vision. Not once, not on New Year's Eve, every single day. Because vision is not just a dream, it is a compass, a mirror, a contract with your future self. Vision is what keeps the fire alive when the results aren't there yet. It's what keeps you building brick by brick while others sleep. Vision whispers through the fog of failure, keep going. This is not the end. Vision turns a paycheck into a mission, a task into a legacy, a sacrifice into a sacred step. Steve Jobs had vision before he had Apple. Martin Luther King had a dream long before the world was ready. The world does not follow noise, it follows vision. Clear, burning, defiant vision. So ask yourself, what am I here to build? Who am I here to become? What legacy will I leave not in words, but in impact? You must remind yourself of your vision daily, because the world will try to distract you, to domesticate you, to numb your fire. But if you protect your vision, it will protect you. 10 things, 10 sacred threads: mindset, clarity, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, learning, vision. They are not checkboxes. They are lifelines. And when woven together daily, they form the rope that pulls you out of any pit, that lifts you toward the life only a rare few will ever touch. This life is not a rehearsal. This day, this hour, is not some casual scene in the background of your story. It is the stage, the moment, the battlefront. Every breath is a choice. Every decision is a chisel in the stone of your destiny. And if you don't work on these 10 things every single day, the world will work on you instead, molding you into something you were never meant to become. You were not born to drift. You were not born to be average. You were not born to bow your head, to shrink into the crowd, to echo the fears of lesser men. You were born with a seed of greatness, a divine blueprint, etched into your spirit, screaming for expression. But greatness doesn't erupt. It is summoned. Through repetition, through pain, through devotion, through the kind of inner work that no one else sees and only you can feel. You think success is a reward? Number. It is a response to the work you did in secret, to the hours you spent sharpening your thoughts, fortifying your mindset, pushing when your legs gave out, loving when it hurt, learning when it humbled you, acting when it scared you, and holding the vision when everyone else let it die. Every day you are either feeding your future or starving it, either stepping into the higher self or retreating into the familiar prison of your past. Most people don't fail because they aimed too high and missed. They fail because they aimed too low and hit. They fail because they work on their job, but not their mind. They work on their reputation, but not their purpose. They work on their schedule, but not their soul. But not you, not anymore. From this moment forward, the line is drawn. The world does not need another person going through the motions. It needs someone who shows what it looks like to be fully alive. To wake up and say, today I build. To wake up and say, today I remember who I am. To wake up and say, today I will not betray my potential. The 10 things you must work on every day are not burdens. They are the blueprint. They are the path out of fear, out of confusion, out of mediocrity. When the storms come, and they will, these are the roots that hold you in the ground. When you fall, and you will, these are the hands that lift you back up. And when you rise, When you stand with your chest out and your soul blazing, the world will feel it. It will not understand it, it might reject it, but it will feel it. Because a human being who has worked on themselves at this level, relentlessly, humbly, daily, is unstoppable. And maybe the world doesn't change in one day, but you do. And when you change, everything you touch begins to rise. Your family, your business, your circle, your purpose, your world. Don't chase results. Chase mastery. Don't wait for perfect. Build today. Don't seek applause. Seek alignment. And don't forget, the work is never finished. You are always becoming. So ask yourself, right now, in this very breath, what are you working on today? Make the answer count. Make it daily. Make it forever.